Ooh, welcome, man. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Real quick, y'all recognize this engine without the intake plenum on top of it? Yes, guys, this is a 3.5. Now, the plenum off, we just pushed it over here. It's now in my possession, now in my stall. That is because I'm getting ready to do an engine, guys. Yes, this car is one of those that, well, y'all know I ain't the one to be pointing fingers, making anybody look bad. But anyway, it's one of those where it had a misfire. I think it was 4 and 6. 3 and 5. 1, 3, 5. These two here. So now, as you can see, these are new coils, guys. Y'all see all these new coils, new plugs. What are plugs? I guess he still got them down there on his table. Well, anyway, I ain't into embarrassing nobody, but guys, I want to say this, and I want to say this again because I know I've said it before. It doesn't matter if you got a misfire, a P030, in this case 0305 or 0307. It's not always spark plugs. It's not always secondary ignition. It's not, guys, listen to me. Hear me out, okay? It doesn't matter what you throw at a car. You can throw a new plug, a new coil, a new injector on a cylinder that's misfiring. And guess what? It still can misfire. All right, guys. Yes, do not get out of the habit of, oh, it just need a tune-up. And I heard I heard somebody at AutoZone tell a guy that one time, y'all know they do free check engine light code reading, and the code was P0302 or something like that. And I heard the guy, this came out of his mouth, oh, all you need is a tune-up. That's all you need. Now, do you know how misleading that can be, guys? What if that poor lady actually bought spark plugs? I guess she's going to get somebody to put them in. But what if it's more to it than that, guys? That's why I say diagnostic has to be done properly, guys. Yes, in most cases, in some cases, it is only a spark plug, or it is only a coil. In this case, it was neither one of them. The problem was internal. So I walked down there, and he's stumped. He don't know what to do. This is, an expiring mechanic, a lube guy, expiring mechanic. So okay, here I come. What all have you done? I got the rundown in history. Okay, that didn't do it. All right, so I came back to my stall and grabbed my, guess what, guys? Compression tester. That's right. Low and below, I had low compression in these two cylinders. Now, I didn't just test these two. I did them all because you got to have something to compare it to. What if you got low compression right here and all the rest of them are low? Okay, now if all these are good and these two are low, then you have a problem in these cylinders. All right, but so instead of, this is an older model car with a lot of miles, management, I couldn't even sell teardown time. It'd be nice to take the head off, flip the head over, see what the valves look like. I likely got a burnt valve, but because of the risk factor, guys, y'all know how we deal with risk factor, I was told to write up an estimate with a complete engine. All right, now we did have to discount the rate because we already committed to trying to fix it, guys. That's the thing. When you tell a customer, look, man, to fix your light, your check engine light, and get rid of your misfire, all you need is spark plugs. The customer believes that and says, go ahead. Okay, approves it. She approves it. We do it. All right, Miss Customer, one small problem. We think you need a coil because two of those cylinders are still missing. The customer shake their head, scratch their head. Oh my God, I'm out of money. I'll borrow it. Okay, go ahead. We put the two coils on. Guys, you can't go back to the customer a third time until you get a second opinion, in my opinion. All right. Now at that point, management is involved, blah, blah. We got to discount a lot of stuff to make this more appeasing and do not anger the customer, okay? But at the end of the day, we need an engine. We don't need an engine. People, anything can be fixed. Whatever the problem wrong with this head, if it's in the head, can be repaired. It's just how far you want to go to repair it. So, but my point is, they end up selling the engine. So because I walked down to help them diagnose it, I am the, guy to put it in. All right. Yes, guys, the engine is here. The plenum was already off when I did the compression, so we just pushed it over here. Fairly easy, guys. 3.5. Just take everything off. Now I seen the engine outside. I'm assuming that's the engine that go in here Okay, so let's take a walk over there. Real quick, let me take a quick break. And by the time I get back, guys, we're going to be over here where this engine is outside. So I'll be right back. Hey, this is my engine. Why they drop it right here? Huh? Alright guys, this is the engine for that Charger. It finally showed up. Look where they put it. They got me a used. I hope this engine's some good. How do you know? It's used. Who knows, JT? Just put it on and shut up. See, we indulge in used parts, guys. Used. Look at that. You hear that? Always spin pulleys. Both of them. You hear that? If you don't check that and you put that belt on there, you're gonna have all kinds of growling noise. You could easily think you have a bad engine. But no, and in fact you have bad pulley. The bearings inside the pulley, guys. I always check this stuff, and I suggest you do too, guys, before you install it. It's gonna get a new. I'm gonna take the intake off anyway. I'm not gonna drop it in whole with the intake on it. I always try to make my job as easy as possible. All right. Well, I can't pick it up and bring it to my stall, so I guess they'll bring it over later. Alrighty, guys. Here we go back at this 3.5 Charger. I think I just about got everything loose. I think I just got everything off underneath. I know the transmission is unhooked, the torque converter bolts, the engine support, the engine mounts, the AC compressors off of the block. Everything I think is off the block. If y'all see anything, please alert me, because I'm getting ready to pull this sucker out. I got the 2 bolts in the rear. Guys, I got the intake off. A lot of guys bring everything up whole, intake and all. It's whatever suits your purpose, man. Whatever makes you feel good. Now, guys, this is a no-no. I do not advise this. I am stabbed in the head. Okay, so all the weight gonna be on these threads. Now I'm deep in there, but I personally know this engine is going to the junkyard, and actually it's going on the back of my truck, headed to the scrap yard. So in other words, I don't care. Okay, but if you was gonna reuse the engine, guys, I highly suggest you hook up somewhere on the block. Try to get a secure, because keep in mind, I'm getting ready to pick up on everything. You don't really want to be hooked into no aluminum. This is aluminum cylinder head. So for the record, do not dog me out about that. This is one of those, I don't care, and it's going to the scrap yard anyway. On the back of my truck. Oh man, I'm glad I saw that, guys. I see that O2 sensor still hooked up. So I would have snagged this on the way out. But here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna unhook that O2. I'm gonna set this camera up somewhere. I got my chain hooked up, and I got my engine hoist right here. So guys, we're gonna yank this engine out. Y'all ready? I always ask this, is y'all ready? Some people like to watch this. Y'all, let's get it, man. Alrighty guys, I got it out, as you can see. Now let me go over something with you guys. I did not know this, and this is something you likely won't catch unless you drive the car or you take the engine out. That's the only way you're gonna know this. Guys, in the middle of jacking up the engine, now yeah, you're gonna disconnect the mounts from the cradle, right? I did that. So the thinking goes, when I jack it up, the mount's gonna come out along with it. No, look right here, guys. I don't know what happened. Both sides. It's like it was just sitting on there. I put the engine up and this didn't come out with it. It just stayed there. But according to this, looking at this, it's broke. So this car could have had a major rough idle and not been. But I verified the low compression, so it doesn't matter. The engine is internal, has internal problems. But I'm just saying, look at this mount. It didn't come out with it. And I'm gonna show you how lucky they is, because these mounts fairly expensive, and I would have had to get new mounts. It doesn't matter. All right, but let me go over to now. Here's the engine that I just took out. Let me see if the attachment's still on here. Yeah, it broke right here. Okay, that is part of the mount. I jacked the engine up now. I didn't leave it hooked up, and I caused this. In other words, you only take the mounts loose from the cradle. That way you can bring the mounts up with it. But as you can see, yeah, that's just broke. Now, tell you how lucky these people is. The engine that they brought me happens to have mounts already on it. So good for them. That way I don't have to charge another $300 for 2 mounts. And I'm not taking those off. In fact, I'm not taking anything off. In fact, I'm so ready to be done with this. I'm just going to take the manifold off and jack this engine up and put it in there. Yeah, it's got one on the other side too. The shield a little damaged, but who cares? I'm just ready to be done with this car. All right, guys. I got work to do, man. Stay tuned. All right, guys. Welcome back. I'm back here. This is the engine I'm about to install. I guess it's a conscious thing with me. Okay, I cannot blindly install this engine without knowing the condition of the timing belt and water pump. So I decided to pull the cover off and take a look. And lo and behold, this water pump has been replaced. Thank goodness, man. It's just the uncertainty of knowing it's just a decent water pump would bother me. I'll probably be tossing and turning all night. So now I've just cost myself a good 15 minutes maybe, but I don't know. I guess it's a conscious thing. Let me make sure. Yeah, because you can see somebody just did it, or somebody did it before. I'm gonna bring top dead center up and verify this in time. If everything okay, we're going back in, baby. Let me get that piston up to number 1. Yeah, right here. That's close enough. And the mark on, yep, the arrow is pointing on each other. So the engine is in time. Water pump is decent. And this is the most important thing, guys. Remember, I tell y'all, this is more important than the freaking timing belt. This pulley will shatter on you and just ruin everything. So make sure when you do a timing belt job to also include this tensioner pulley. All right, now I'm about to go in with the engine, guys. There's nothing else. We'll swap. I will take the original flywheel.